Trump's phone call to Brad Raffensperger. 6 key points. Conversation between President and Georgia's Secretary of State laid bare Trump's determination to cling on to power. Donald Trump has been recorded pressuring Georgia's Secretary of State to overturn U.S. President-elect Joe Biden's victory in the state, in a tape obtained by The Washington Post. The conversation is mainly between Trump and Brad Raffensperger, Georgia's Republican Secretary of State, but Trump allies including Mark Meadows, the White House Chief of Staff, and attorney Cleta Mitchell were also present, as was Ryan Germany, Raffensperger's general counsel. Here are the main points. 1. Trump sought to change the election result on the call. Trump pressed Raffensperger to find 11,780 votes. The people of Georgia are angry, the people in the country are angry, Trump said. And there's nothing wrong with saying, that you've recalculated. He later pleaded. So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break. Joe Biden won Georgia. The result has been certified, and Biden's Electoral College victory will be ratified by Congress on Wednesday. 2. Trump tried to intimidate Raffensperger. Trump insisted. There's no way I lost Georgia. There's no way. We won by hundreds of thousands of votes. He went on to suggest that Raffensperger could face a criminal investigation. You know what they did, and you're not reporting it, Trump said. You know, that's a criminal offense. And you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan Germany, your lawyer. That's a big risk. 3. Trump applied pressure over Georgia runoffs. Trump told Raffensperger that if he did not act by Tuesday, he would be harming the chances of Georgia Republicans David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler in this week's runoff elections, which will determine whether the Democrats or the Republicans control the Senate. Referring to the runoffs in the call, Trump said, "You would be respected, really respected, if this can be straightened out before the election." 4. Raffensperger continued to stand up to Trump. Raffensperger is a Republican who has pushed back against Trump and insisted Biden's win in Georgia was fair. Responding to Trump, he said, "Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is, the data you have is wrong." When Trump claimed that over 5,000 ballots were cast in the state by dead people, Raffensperger responded. The actual number was 2 people that were dead that voted. 5. Trump may have committed a crime. The University of Richmond law professor Carl Tobias said Trump might be in legal jeopardy after Biden is inaugurated. In an email to The Guardian, he wrote, "For example, if the Justice Department or U.S. attorneys believe that Trump violated federal law, or if local prosecutors in states such as Arizona, Georgia, Michigan and Wisconsin, where Trump may have engaged in similar behavior with state or local election officials, believe that Trump violated state election laws, the federal or state prosecutors could file suit against Trump." Richard H. Pilz, a constitutional law professor at New York University, told The Washington Post, "The president is either knowingly attempting to coerce state officials into corrupting the integrity of the election, or is so deluded that he believes what he's saying. Trump's actions may have violated federal statutes," he said. Michael R. Bromwich, a former federal prosecutor in the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, wrote, "Unless there are portions of the tape that somehow negate criminal intent, I just want to find 11,780 votes, and his threats against Raffensperger and his counsel violate 52 U.S. Code 20,511. 6. Trump refused to back down on Sunday. Trump tweeted, "I spoke to Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger yesterday about Fulton County and voter fraud in Georgia. He was unwilling or unable to answer questions such as the ballots under table scam, ballot destruction, out-of-state voters, dead voters, and more. He has no clue." Twitter labeled the tweet with the disclaimer, "This claim about election fraud is disputed," and Raffensperger responded to Trump's claims with a tweet saying, "Respectfully, President Trump, what you're saying is not true. It's finally 2021 and never has a new year been so eagerly awaited. The COVID-19 vaccines, the Joe Biden presidency, the last-minute Brexit deal. Though major challenges persist, there is cause for hope. With a fresh year on the horizon, we're committed to providing high-impact reporting you can always depend on." Millions have turned to The Guardian for vital, independent, quality journalism throughout a turbulent and challenging 2020. Readers in 180 countries, including Vietnam, now support us financially. We believe everyone deserves access to information that's grounded in science and truth, and analysis rooted in authority and integrity. That's why we made a different choice. To keep our reporting open for all readers, regardless of where they live or what they can afford to pay. This means more people can be better informed, united, and inspired to take meaningful action. In these perilous times, a truth-seeking global news organization like The Guardian is essential. We have no shareholders or billionaire owner, meaning our journalism is free from commercial and political influence. This makes us different. When it's never been more important, our independence allows us to fearlessly investigate, challenge and expose those in power. In a year of unprecedented intersecting crises in 2020, we did just that, with revealing journalism that had real-world impact. The inept handling of the COVID-19 crisis, the Black Lives Matter protests, and the tumultuous U.S. election. We have enhanced our reputation for urgent, powerful reporting on the climate emergency and moved to practice what we preach, rejecting advertising from fossil fuel companies, divesting from oil and gas companies, and setting a course to achieve net zero emissions by 2030. If there were ever a time to join us, it is now. Your funding powers our journalism, it protects our independence, and ensures we can remain open for all. You can support us through these challenging economic times and enable real-world impact. Every contribution, however big or small, makes a real difference for our future.